Thank you for firstly, thank you for accepting my invitation and accepting to be on my show.
Yeah, no, thanks for offering. This is exciting. It's very exciting. What
So
time is it there?
it's 3:20 a.m.
Do you get any sleep?
No, I'm working, so it's I felt very happy because I got a message and from you, and so that I can talk about the work that you do and tell to my audience.
No, that's great. Yeah, well, it's 5:48 here. It's still sunny. I'm on the East Coast of the United States in Pennsylvania, so it's still daytime here.
So I thought to introduce you to my audience. So can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Sure, sure. My name is Jennifer Bohmueller, and I actually used to work in journalism many years ago when there were newspapers and, and a lot more magazines. And then I went into corporate communications, which was what I thought was my dream job at my dream company. And then 3 years ago, I quit that job and ended up working now as an aide to kids who have autism, which I love. And then also on the side, I also write. So I like to call myself a writer.
So you're a full-time writer?
No, I'm not. I'd love to be a full-time writer. I have the summer off, so I've been writing full-time or productively procrastinating full-time, which which is I should be writing, but I'm doing other stuff, like maybe checking out YouTube videos or something. So, but when school starts in another week, then I'll be going back to school with the kids. So.
So you are already into journalism, and you was into journalism, and you was into communication system before.
I was, yes, yeah. For about 5 years after college, I was in journalism. I worked for a trade publication, learned a lot there, and then just kind of fell into corporate communications, and that was pretty much for different companies with employees. So communicating to those employees for different companies, and then my dream job was actually working in a financial services firm for those employees. So communicating to those employees, typically about their benefits and healthcare, and also um, uh, anything about like benefits in the healthcare. So that's what I ended up doing. Yeah.
So what made you to come become a writer?
Yeah, well, I've always liked to write, if you can't tell from my career path there. And I guess probably back in like I think middle school was when I was really started to just write little stories here and there. And actually, in my 20s, I used to go to the post office every day. We didn't email them. I would go to the post office every day and mail out my little short stories. And I've had a few published back then, but I kind of fell out of it once I started kind of working longer hours, I guess, in the corporate world, which is probably why I ended up leaving 3 years ago. Yeah.
So I think you are into communication in all your life because you are into writing, you are into speaking, and now
Yeah.
you become a writer and you're telling your stories to the world through your books.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, I'd love. I mean, in the end, yes, I'd love to be able to tell you to go to a bookstore and pick up my books. So I'm not there yet, but hopefully I'll get to that point. Right now, I'm currently working on two different works in progress, as we call them, and maybe one day I'll be picked up by a publisher, and like I said, you'll be able to find my books in the store.
So three different jobs. So how what do you say in your life you are into three different jobs?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Now, when I was younger, my very first job was in a library. And to be honest, that's the job I would love to go back to, working in a library. So go full circle. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I love that job when I was in high school.
So have you published books already?
No, I have not. I've had a couple of short stories published many years ago, but nothing published right now. But like I said, it's a dream. Gets me up in the morning.
So are you going to publish?
I'd like to. So we'll see. I mean, if we maybe if I say it enough, it'll happen. I would really like to. Yeah, yeah.
So tell me more about the jobs that you already did.
My current job,
Yeah.
you had said, yeah, yeah. So like I
Yeah.
said, I just kind of fell into that as well, working with autistic kids. When I left my other job, Um, Interesting about that, that was really hard to do because that was my identity. That's what I've done for more than 15 years, communicating and writing. So to walk away from that, it was very difficult. And then I spent some time during the summer kind of figuring out again who I was. I had to kind of get to know myself. And someone mentioned that I could do some substituting at the local school. And I was like, why not? And I ended up going and I loved working in elementary school. I ended up working with the autistic kids, which I love. And it's my most uttered phrase before COVID was, do you need a hug? And if a kid needed one, then I could give it to them. So it's just, it gets me up in the morning and I love it. Yeah.
So what do you say about writing?
It can be rewarding and it can be also hard. It's a little bit of a roller coaster, I think, especially when you try to get something published, as you say. There's a lot of rejection that comes with it, and you kind of have to develop a tough skin. And sometimes it feels like a kick in the gut, but you kind of have to keep going forward and trying, you know, at it.
So speaking of writing, with which you are able to get into to the people and able to establish the connection.
Um, I, I believe you were asking if I was able to establish a connection with writing.
Writing or speaking, which one you feel better and which one you feel that that worked for you and that made you become a that made you get a lot of compliments as a communicator.
Oh, definitely writing. I am not a public speaker. I don't I do not like to speak. So definitely writing. And I actually probably prefer writing because I can s- say it better in writing than I can in speaking, I feel. So I definitely like the writing aspect of it. And to me it can be fun coming up with seeing the end result of a story, whatever whether it's um, a fictional piece or a nonfiction piece or something for a newspaper, magazine, whatever it is, or even for employees, it's good to see the end result.
So what are your favorite books?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask this question, and I was like, I can't stand here for the next half hour listing books that I love. So I'll try to just give you the top three of my favorite authors, I guess. I do like Ibram X. Kendi, and I enjoy Colson Whitehead, and I like a good Leanne Moriarty book. So those are kind of my top three that I've kind of been reading lately.
So you said you want to get into writing, like full-time writing. So if you want to write, which one you will choose? Which genre you want to write?
I like to write fiction. I do. And I say like I want to write fiction that entertains, but also sparks discussion. So, just a story that's a good story, but something that people would love to talk about too.
So what motivates you to write?
That's a good question. I've always had the motivation to write. Because I guess I just really like to tell a story. I really like it. And like I said, I'm not good at communicating verbally. So I think being able to do it in a written way an enjoyment for me. Like I probably wouldn't be able to go up to somebody and tell them what I was really thinking, but I could say it in a letter or say it in an email or say it in a text or something like that.
So where do those fictional stories of yours comes from?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's just something gets in me and I just write. Have you ever written anything before?
I have my blogs. I write in my blog.
There you go. So you know what but you probably know where I'm coming from, where it just something gets in you. You just feel like you need to get it out. So I think that's what it is.
So what do the response that you get for the expressions of yours through writing?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
What do the responses that you get with the expressions of your through writing?
Oh, the responses I get. Um, it's funny, I don't share it a lot with a lot of people. Um, the people I have shared it with, it's been positive, which is good. Um, and I, like again, like I said, I hope it's people will respond positively to it when I am able to get published. So that's my hope.
So you published already the short stories. What were they? What is it about?
You know what? I was just thinking that it's been so long. It's been probably the early 2000s when I was published, and I haven't gone back since then to read them, and I'm almost afraid to because I was such a different person then than I am now. So I don't know what they were. I really don't. That's a good question. I'll have to go back and look at them now.
So how is your present job? Are you enjoying it?
Yes. Like I said, that gets me up in the morning. I've been with the same autistic child now for about I guess this will be the third year I'll be with him, and I get to know him. I get to know his classmates, and it's just being there for him. And his mother said to me, she's like, I know he's in good hands when he's with you. And pretty much what I do is because he has autism, or this child has autism, sorry. They are not able to maybe get through the day like other students may be able to. So it's just kind of helping the student kind of be with the other students and help them out in terms of if they need help understanding an assignment or help knowing what to do next during the day. So something like that. So, and again, it's not just the other students now, they know me. They call me Mrs. B, and it's really nice to be able to see them every day.
So how your previous jobs are helping you to become a good writer?
I like to think so. I mean, it was interesting because in my last job, the one that was a pretty high stress, I wrote every single day, which kind of sapped my creativity. So I wasn't able to write creatively. So I was writing every day, but I wasn't writing creatively. So obviously I was, getting that practice of writing, but not writing what I wanted to write.
So tell me more about the previous jobs that you did.
Yeah, the first job besides the library, which I love, my first job out of college was with a trade publication. And I was there for about 5 years. And again, just learning just how to write a good story, copy editing, all that stuff. Then after that, I joined a consulting firm and then worked with different clients. Again, with their communication for their employees. And then after that, joined the financial services firm and worked directly with their employees, about 10,000 employees with them. Yeah.
So do you have plan to write about something that you have already experienced? I mean, the jobs that you did.
That's a good question because they do say write about what you know. They do say that. And then that might sneak into some of the writing that I do, just some of the experiences that I have because, it's part of me. I don't say I write about myself, but I do think as an author, you bring some of your experiences to your writing.
So to human beings, what do you think this writing, how it is affecting to human beings, to the
Um,
readers, to the writers?
just in general or my writing?
General.
Yeah, I think writing can be very powerful. I mean, I think same as if you see a good movie, if you read a good book, or even just a book that makes you think. I think that's can be a big thing. Um, I don't know about yourself if you have any favorite authors.
Yeah, I already interacted with a lot of authors. They said the same that you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
So this communication medium, uh, uh, you're trying to connect with the readers of yours. So you write to impress, or you write whatever you want to write.
Um, I think most authors would like to say they write what they want to write, but I know there's also in the industry there is you need to be able to sell it if that's what you want. So you do probably have to be sellable. Now I don't know if I necessarily am. I mean I do like to write what I like to write, but there is that knowledge within the industry that if you want to publish, it has to be hot. It has to be what the publishing houses are looking for. So, I'm sure that'll spark great debate there.
So other than the regular work, what do you do?
Other than writing, you mean
Yeah,
like maybe in my free time?
yeah.
Um, I like to be outside, and maybe that's because again in the Northeast, we only have a limited amount of months where it's nice and sunny, like now, and then it's wintertime, and I hate the snow. You would think because I've grown up here that I would be just fine with it and be used to it, but I do not like the winter time. So I try to be outdoors as much as I can. Like today, I went for a bike ride. I started taking up kayaking this summer. And also I like to hike. I think those are the kind of the three things that I enjoy doing. And hanging with family, of course.
So to the new writers or to the beginners who are getting into writing, so what do you want to say to them?
Yeah, I think I would tell them not to give up because and I know that's such a cliche. Probably everybody says that about their job, about or something they're passionate about, but I really do think you just can't give up. There are going to be days when you are just going to be like, they call it imposter syndrome, where you think you're not good enough, or you think what you're doing is not right, but you can't let that deter you. You have to continue on.
And what do you say? How to take the responses that they get? They get plus and minus. So how they have to handle it, and how you will handle it.
Yeah, like I think for them, I mean, we're human. We're gonna feel down if we get a rejection, as we say. And that if that happens, I mean, I usually just kind of take a beat. I let myself feel what I need to feel, but I try not to let it sit with me for too long. So I may get a rejection in the morning, and I may let it kind of sit with me for a few hours. But then maybe I might go for a walk. I might try to or I start thinking about what I can do where I can send it to the next, say, like agent or what have you, who I can query next, as we say. So that's what I would recommend. Just keep pushing forward.
So as a communicator who exchange words with the world, who are into different professions in your life, and who are into companies, you have exchanged words with them, you have communicated with them, you're a good listener, you're right, you're speaker, and you're writing. Like you are into three different mediums with which you know how to communicate with human beings in your experience already. So what do you say about the work that I'm doing? Have you seen any videos of mine on YouTube as a communicator?
Oh, I think you're doing great. I love it. Like when I got your message, I was like, this is so awesome. And I watched as many videos as I could from meeting you this morning. But I just think you're doing an awesome job. I think it's so good to be able to just connect with other people who are outside your community, who are across the world. I mean, this is amazing. Like I didn't, if you would have asked me this morning when I woke up, will you be speaking to somebody? Where are you located again?
I'm in South India.
Yeah, if you would have asked me this morning, well, who are you going to talk to today? I wouldn't have said somebody in India. I would not have said that. And this is so exciting to me. Like it's still a little surreal to me. And so I just think it's just a good way to reach out and connect with other people. And I don't know if it's indicative of COVID-19 and us realizing that, oh, we can Skype, we can there's other ways to connect with people, this is what's so exciting about that because you can. So, and I would imagine do you enjoy what you do? You must.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love doing this. I love
Yeah.
knowing about like I came to know about your work and I learned something that you are doing.
No, that's good. That's great.
So me talking with different country people who are into different professions and who are into different religions, have different completely backgrounds, came from tech background, uh, like they write books, they write some other things like that. Police officer, doctors, army officers, like everybody are there in my on my show. Like I did like 450 plus interviews in my last 1 year. I did masters in software engineering. I did uh, graduation in computer science and engineering. So that is that. Other than that, I want to do something other uh, to uh, to connect with people. There's a subject called computer networks in my technical uh, subjects. So computer networks means connecting with people. So human being can have created these computers and its networks, understanding the connectivity between human beings and the communication skills, how to communicate all this, understanding the real things the human beings are creating these devices and trying to able to connect human beings, like be connected with the Skype. This is an application. So this is a software with which we can talk with anybody who is in any part of this planet. So like this. So, so what do you say? What do you say about my communication skills? Me talking with like completely different country people who are coming from different backgrounds. So, what do you think that is working for me?
I think it's definitely working for you, and I think that's such a great idea. I don't know, when did you come up with the idea to start talking with people all over the world?
I think last year.
Last year. Okay, so you been doing this for about a year then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's just it's amazing. I think what you're doing is good work. I really do. And like you said, connecting people who are so different, but we're all in the end people. So I think that's the important takeaway with it.
So awesome. For thank you again for giving me your valuable time and spending your valuable experience with my audience and to the world who is listening and watching this.
Thank you so much. Okay.
So,
Take
so
care.
do you have any website links of yours or your book links that you want me to share to my audience?
Oh, that's so sweet of you. And unfortunately, right now I don't have anything. All I have is my Twitter account. I mean, the fact that I got that much, I'm so happy with. So
I'll
I can
I'll
certainly
share.
share that.
I'll share your Twitter link in the description of this video. People who finds our video can find your link and can follow you and can see
Awesome.
what you are doing in your life.
That's awesome. Yeah, and you're doing great work again, like I said, real good work.
So, with your permission, can I put this video on my YouTube channel?
Yes, yeah. When's it going to be up?
Tomorrow. I'll put it tomorrow.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So, and also, can I put this video and audio clip on my podcast, website, internet, social media, everywhere with your permission?
Sure. Sure, if you want to, have at
Yeah.
it.
Thank you again
Thank you.
for giving me your time.
No problem. Thank you for giving me your time. Take care.
Yeah. Bye.